the Naira lost some ground against the dollar at the official forex markets ahead of the decision of the Monetary Policy Committee later today. Meanwhile, traders at Access Bank say they expect the central bank to conduct its biweekly retail forex auction today. Dimeji Obasa, team member Treasury at Access Bank, joins us on the line to discuss the forex markets and preview the MPC decision. Thank you so much for your time, Dimeji. Let's start by getting your perspective on that bi-weekly retail auction. What are we learning from the pricing of previous auctions with respect to the appetite and capacity of the central bank to make more dollars available?
Oh, good afternoon. Thank you very much for having me. The CBN has pretty much been very consistent with their interventions at the retail auctions. However, we've seen a slight increase in the minimum rates required for spot allocations. That has increased to slightly above 400 levels. We expect that the CBN will continue to intervene, particularly as far as retail is concerned. So we do not foresee any reduction in the overall volume that they sell via the retail auction window.
Right. So you mentioned that the Naira weakened slightly at previous auctions. But are we seeing more supply, though? How do you compare the supply we're seeing now, say, to prior to the last MPC meeting when the central bank really made its intentions known to make more dollars available through the banks?
So you have to understand that the retail auction is more for importers that are looking to buy FX, particularly for raw materials, right? So for the supply on that end, it has pretty much stayed consistent. To a very large extent, they were not, they were not part of the people that would typically patronize the BDC operators. So the dynamic as far as retail auction is concerned has pretty much been consistent. So the demand is still there, but the CBN is, has shown capacity to continue to provide supply and maintain their interventions.
I know that's just a segment of the official market, if you can call it that, but
yeah.
Can you speak specifically to the demand-supply dynamics? Are we seeing a situation where the central bank is meeting all demand at these auctions, or are they just perhaps it's a best effort scenario, and we are seeing cases where some demand isn't filled?
So given that the auction is, happens on a bi-weekly basis, what on any unmet demand from any auction is, you're able to take it to the next auction. The CBN would not, typically, even from, historically, would not sell to the, for the full volume that is presented, but then they cover a significant portion of it, right, and they stay consistent with that.
Okay, let's take the discussion to the MPC meeting that is rounding up today. What are your expectations, and do you imagine that we'll see any messaging around the forex markets?
Our expectations as far as the decision of the MPC is that we foresee that all parameters will be held. We do not foresee an increase in rates, given that the economy is just now maintaining that constant growth trajectory, that positive growth, and we don't foresee that the MPC committee, or rather the committee of the CBN, would want to hamper that. Also, we do not foresee a reduction in rates because an inflation level of 17% is still a concern. So what we see the MPC's decision is, to maintain all rates and keep all parameters constant.